Oh shit.
Okay, so wait, so I'm very curious. Like, we've been good friends for a long time, and like the beauty between all the friends is like, okay, I have one friend who's this far in life or in this place in life, this person at a different place, and meanwhile I'm in like left field doing like God knows what in my like portion of life. But that's like the beauty of all this different stuff, you know what I mean? And I like to like sit down and appreciate like, okay, what you got going on, what they got and everything. And definitely a way to document this. So naturally this was like me and Faluco would sit down and just like talk about whatever. It was like last time me and him talked, it was about how he went to McDonald's and how they filled his fry bag, like his little medium fry, with not enough fries in there, and just like how it affected the rest of his day. It was literally like a butterfly effect until he got here of like Sonder and thinking like all these things that happened, why she would do this and this. It's crazy.
I don't want to hear Faluco's fry problems. I had a very bad fry experience at McDonald's.
Wait, let me hear.
I'm sure you know.
Okay, maybe that's gonna be the theme of the show. Is what was your fry experience?
All right,
at
so
McDonald's?
like maybe this is gonna be introduce a series. The Faluco's fries are gonna introduce the new McDonald's fry series, and your story is about McDonald's fries. So anyway,
maybe McDonald's will sponsor this one day. Only secondary to Bulletproof Coffee. That's gonna be the goal.
God.
No, I'm joking.
No, this was we were in high school, so we were like old enough to know better, and that was when we had we first faced our gambling addictions at the McDonald's Monopoly.
Okay, yeah.
So we did a little bit of research to find out that the large fries are the best bang for your buck in terms of any menu item.
No, wait, how much did they cost? Do you remember?
I don't remember how much they cost, but I just remember you got 4 tickets, and that was like the best.
Oh, so you're doing for Monopoly, not for Bang of Fries.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. No. Yes. No, we're gonna win.
Okay.
So,
nice.
We figured out that was like the best value item, like dollars in versus over tickets out. So anyway, we spent at least, it was like, I mean, in total we definitely spent over $100, but like we started
What's
off
the time span though? You
one day.
I mean? Okay. Not bad. At McDonald's, that's like a lot of food.
But no. So like we were there, we were eating, and then we weren't winning anything. So we went back to our buddy's house, and he pulled out like this. It was like all these coins that his grandma gave him. It was like all these quarters.
Wait, who was
like,
this though?
Jonah.
We'll get Jonah here one day for his side of the story.
Oh my God. Though he does not want to hear about this. I would not want to be reminded of this either.
Yeah.
So they were all like antique coins. Then we found out later that they were each worth like $4
I kind of
each.
remember this. Yeah. It's really
We
funny.
spent like $75 of those on McDonald's French fries.
Yeah.
At a chance to win big.
But what if you would have won big? Then it would have been like completely worth it. So.
Oh yeah, that would have been. But
wait, what do you know about
we're not
gambler's
that lucky.
fallacy? I think it's called.
Nothing.
Okay, so it's like the idea, like if you think of somebody who's gambling at like the casino or wherever it is, I'm pretty sure this is what it is. But it's like you're at the casino, and let's say you keep on losing. The fact that you keep on losing, you think you're gonna win sooner or later. Like the probability in your head is getting bigger and bigger that you're gonna win the more you lose. You know what I mean? Because sooner or later you have to win. So that's like the thought of like if you're there gambling, you think you're going to win because you're losing so much when in fact you're not really going to win. And that's like the mess up thought, and maybe that's what you guys had going on.
I mean, yeah.
You're going big on the fries.
At that point, right, and that was not what we needed to be doing.
You're right, the Big Macs held the
I mean,
real
at that
potential.
point, I think the year was 2009. We needed to be investing in Bitcoin. So, like...
That actually would have been a good idea. Wait, what do you know about Bitcoin? That's a good transition.
Not a lot.
Really?
I mean, I understand, like, how cryptocurrency works, and I understand, yeah.
The blockchain.
Yeah, I understand the blockchain.
No, it was interesting because actually the dude next to me in work, his son like mines for it and all this kind of stuff. He doesn't really have that much or anything. But like I remember sitting at work, I have this thing called like Coinbase on my phone where it gives you like what the pricing is at that time when you look at it. And it was at like almost $20,000 at one point when we're sitting there. It's like 18,
like
19, it's like way up there.
Yeah.
And then I looked like 2 days ago and said like 9,000. It's like I was like, oh, we should be buying some right now.
Yeah.
'Cause you never know. That was like really interesting. But I wish I got in way back then. Because I remember like in high school, I'd always like be hearing about it. And I'd be like, I should do this. Until you read and people are like, you spend more money in electricity running and mining all day than you actually like bringing the Bitcoins in and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the like the interesting things that it has to offer is that like it and I mean crime's always gonna exist, but like if you're not, if say we transition over to Bitcoin and I could be completely wrong about this, but like if that were to happen, then like there wouldn't be like physical money existing in like some store that somebody can go and just like rob, right?
Theoretically, and yeah, there's a lot of like safe features in there that like all computers are connected to this like the general ledger, so you can't really go in there, you can't hack it, you can't do anything like that, which is why it's so appealing. Plus there was this thing called the Silk Road. Did you ever hear of that? It was a website. I forgot the dude who did it. I'm pretty sure he's in jail. But it was basically like the Wild West online. It was completely anonymous. You could sell drugs, weapons, anything you wanted on there. And the way to pay was through Bitcoin, so it was like completely anonymous. That was shut down like so quickly, that dude thrown in jail. When he, like, theoretically, all he did was make a website, you know? Like, I'm going to do this, and now people start posting that. It's like really sad if you watch the story. There's a good documentary on Netflix about it I was kind of watching, but dude, yeah, Bitcoin is pretty good.
Yeah, I might have to check it out.
Do you hear the sneeze in the tub? That's pretty good. Okay, no, I want to though transition into like where you are kind of in life is going to be like maybe a topic of a lot of this.
Okay.
So I know like obviously you're at college, you're like finishing your final year. You always talked about, hey, maybe I want to do this or that instead. Or it's like, hey, maybe I want to travel, go out to like Seattle or something like that.
Yeah.
What's the thought process right now that you're just like a semester away?
I want to be on reality TV. I think that's my conclusion.
I think you're getting pretty close.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I'm almost got my my chemical engineering degree, my applied math degree.
My chemical romance engineering degree. Yeah.
I'm I don't know. Just free as a bird right now.
Free bird.
I have like,
I should play it right there, bird.
I really I don't think I've ever been like less certain about what I've wanted to do in my entire life until
now. You'll say the closer you got to like the goal of what you could do, the more you're like, I potentially have no idea what I want to do. So the closer you get to the end, the more it's like you realize I know nothing.
I mean the closer I get to it, the more I try not to put a name to exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And just being me and just like literally existing.
I wonder
and not trying to think too hard about it.
Like I wonder if there's a theme between like I don't know, because I want to say I'm kind of like that too, because it's like whatever I'm at work and it's like this is just like making money and it gives me some freedom to mess around with what I want to do kind of. But I'm like, in no way is this fulfilling, in no way is this like, you know, doing what I need to in life or anything like that. But then I guess the big question is that like what point does it become fulfilling and when do you actually know, you know?
What, your day job?
Here's a good way to put it. No, think about it this way. So I was talking to Zach today, and one day we'll have his fry story.
Yes.
But he was telling me how I was joking about something. Oh, he was making coffee, and I was like, oh, bulletproof, because that's like now the meme between like a lot of people. And he's like, I used to put coconut oil in my coffee for about a month. He's like, but nothing happened. And I was like, well, wait, what were you expecting to happen, kind of? And I was like, dude, like, if you're going to expect a lifestyle change, it's not going to be off one thing that's going to profoundly affect the rest of it. I was like, it's like the synergistic effect of like, okay, now I'm going to start going to bed early. Now I'm going to eat like fruits and vegetables, this more natural diet. Or I'm going to put like X, Y, and Z either not or in my body, something like that. I'm going to start exercising so many times a week. And he's just like, man, he's like, I just want to be a person or whatever. I remember what he said, something really good like that. And that was like the perfect way to put it, though, you know?
Yeah, it's honestly
like, he might be at
fantastic.
that fulfilling point though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because for me, it's always like the search for like how can I better this? Like, you know, there's never like an end goal because I feel like you're kind of like that too, where it's like how can I optimize what I'm doing? How can I get better? At
I do love efficiency.
I know.
I do love. I mean, I get it. Like, but honestly, I feel like that's it's like the same inherent problem with greed, right? Like you're gonna like you could always make more money, you know, or like you like that same kind of idea, you know, that you're like always chasing to get to the next step.
Yeah.
Why not just sit down for a second?
That's true. But even if you sit down for a second, you're still going to want to grab up to that next one. Yeah. You know? But what about the permanent sit? When's like the... Yeah, let it in. When's like the permanent time you can like sit down and just
chill?
Yeah, chill.
Once we're done with this interview.
From there on out, it's just like...
We're just going to chill after this. That's what we'll be doing.
For the next 5 minutes, chill. Chill hop.
Yeah. If you need to contact us... My personal cell phone number is no. But yeah, I feel like I was gonna say something.
Do you have no plans though? It's just kind of like whatever. Just let it go.
I have. I have a ton of ideas that I'd like to work on, but that's. I mean, they're all just like me doing me kind of things.
Yeah.
Like I kind of want to get.
I think that's really important though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just I just want to like get into plants, like start taking care of plants. I've never like really actually
what sparked
done that.
the interest of that? Because it's interesting. We never talked about this before. You know what I mean? And normally we're kind of like on the up and up with like.
I think the main thing is I just want to see if I can do it because I've never been consistent when it comes to anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm always fresh. There's always something new.
Yeah.
I like rolling with the tide. I don't like I'm not like tide. I'm not a schedule person. I don't I don't have a set schedule. I don't know what I'm going to do like by the end of the day every day I wake up,
Yeah.
And that's how I like it. Yeah. And that's how I function.
Yeah, that's good.
But I just kind of want to see if I could take care of some plants, and just like get into that routine. So it's like something so it's not like like, I mean, this sounds bad, like but like I'm not gonna kill a baby by like neglecting it.
But you can
I'm not gonna kill like an animal by neglecting it.
Yeah.
But like if I kill a plant by neglecting it, I wouldn't feel as bad.
But now
I'd still feel bad.
Yeah, but now like what kind of plants are you talking though? Like just house plants or like not therapeutic, but maybe like along that.
Yeah.
But are you talking like fruits and vegetables, stuff like that too?
Oh, I would love that too. I mean, I would love to grow my own food. Peppers. I would grow my own peppers. I would eat peppers on everything.
Yeah.
I would also like to get citrus because citrus like smells so good. Citrus plants.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you want to know something interesting that I saw one time was like, hey, well, you're gonna like eat some kind of food. Like, let's say you buy lemon cookies and it's like, oh, artificially lemon flavored. It's not even real, like you know. But then you buy the furniture polish and it's like 100% real lemons in your furniture polish, but in your food it's completely artificial. Like how backwards is everything, you know?
Yeah.
That's like so messed up.
Eat your furniture.
That's yeah. That would be
sit on your food.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Oh my god.
But no, you should I hate saying you should. But like I've always wanted to like get into like growing vegetables and stuff like that. Just like sustainability is like cool, and then you actually know like the source of where all this food and everything's coming from. That should be a good goal of like this summer.
I mean, I'm gonna start out, baby steps.
Just get a little daffodil.
Yeah, no, NASA has a list of plants that are really good for your home for like air quality.
What about in space though? Are they good in space too?
Yeah, they'll actually take you out to space if you smoke them. But no, actually, they're actually some of them are pretty toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you eat them.
Like bath salts.
Well, I was gonna say like peace lilies.
Yeah.
But
I don't know anything about any of that.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, no, I just want to start small, just simple. But I think it'd be really cool to like work up to getting like an aquaponics system at home. So like
it's like an indoor water kind of thing where it's like feeding everything.
Pretty much, and yeah, and you just have some you have some sort of fish in a pond, and then like that's like your nitrogen source for your plants.
No, the fish are moving in the pond, and that's like moving the wheel of like the waterfall or the water wheel and everything.
I feel like that's cruelty.
Is it? Animal cruelty for the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So is that it though? What about like you were talking before, like okay, I want to get my diet or stuff like that on track?
Oh, yeah, because I am always on rage mode when it comes to eating food. I will.
Wait, so what? Where do you stand with self-control?
Self-control.
Like let's say no. Okay, like let's say I put in front of you.
I feel like self-control is like a lever, just like it's like the big lever that just gets turned on in my brain.
Yeah, but can it only be on one or the other extreme? Yeah. It's never
like,
in the middle.
Right. Yeah. So like it's like after like a full year of binging.
Yeah.
Like laying down for 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
Eating cigarettes. Like.
I picture like Casey with a cigarette just coming out of his nose.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very polar.
Yeah. That's like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing for me recently, and it's like important to find the balance, which is like what I'm trying to find right now is that balance of the switch now right into the middle, and then kind of slowly try to move it back up. But yeah, man, that's like funny, and I wonder like how many people are like that because
I feel like most people are to one extent or the other.
Yeah,
I don't know, like the amount of people I know who actually like really care about taking care of themselves and are like actually exhibiting like
it's high or low though.
Huh?
High or low?
Oh, low. People who are like actually doing it not in an extreme way, one way or another, you know what I mean?
But see, I'm concerned what if we're just around the wrong kind of people? You know what I mean? Because what if you surround yourself by the right people and it's like, wait, everybody I know is in on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It's really interesting for stuff like that.
I couldn't even fathom that though. Like I honestly could not even fathom being in a community that like doesn't eat garbage from the trash.
It's taken me a long time to like try to find it. And I'm still like on the search and everything, but I mean, getting closer. But yeah, that's tough. So what do you kind of want to change though, or what do you want to focus on?
Oh God,
lay it on me.
Well, I don't have a problem with sugar. I've never had a problem with sugar.
Wait,
I feel like so much.
Ice cream?
I feel no. I don't crave sugar. I just don't. And like diabetes runs in my family. And it's just like.
Wait, so what do you crave?
And there's always what do I crave? Not food.
No.
Dick. No, but I don't know. If I crave something, it's probably carbs.
Okay.
So like I don't know, like.
Just like kind of like a form of sugar. But
yeah.
You're thinking of like refined sugar, or you're thinking like bakery kind of stuff. You're talking.
Yeah. Like I don't go for sweets. Like sweets don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I didn't like candy either.
Really?
Yeah. If like I could really only eat like maybe like a bar or two of candy, then I would feel sick.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I hate sugar in my drink. I hate it.
Really?
So
That's
I don't like pop.
Just water.
Yeah, I only drink water.
Coffee.
Water, coffee, or alcohol.
That's all I know you for, honestly.
Yeah.
Those three.
Yeah, that's. I mean, why else? Why? I mean, 3. It's a great number.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my jish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
But as far as cravings, yeah, I would definitely say like if I'm gonna treat myself, it's gonna be like pizza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that. Something that's like. I definitely also I don't go for like super hearty food either. Like I hate Thanksgiving food. Like I hate like Boston
I don't know if that's
and all
good
that
either.
shit.
I wouldn't. Ooh.
Like I don't go for that. But... I don't like like the feeling of eating food and then feeling like I've like clocked out for the rest of the day, you know?
Yeah.
And like I have to like go lay down. I hate that feeling.
Yeah. How do you feel about like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that though?
Oh, I'm into it.
I know, cause like let's say I would like. Especially last summer, the summer before,
mm-hmm.
I'd always like to be like, I need to run, X amount of miles a day. Just is like something to do. So you feel like you're productive. At the end of the day, you can lay down and be like, okay, you marked that one off your calendar. At least something good happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like back in the day when I wasn't like aware kind of what you eat and the impact it can have on everything. Like it'd be like, oh, like the rule where it's like you got to wait 30 minutes before you go in the swimming pool, which is kind of like after.
I thought it was an hour.
Maybe. Well, see, nobody even knows because it's not a real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, just like breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Like,
that's another good one.
Yeah.
But like if I ate something, I'm like, okay, I know I'm not gonna run for like another hour, 2 hours max, just because you have that feeling of just like fullness and like you're gonna throw up if you go for a run,
Mm-hmm.
When I switched to like instead of like okay, you'd have a plate of spaghetti, now I'd have like a plate of like zucchini, sliced like spaghetti, stuff like that, and then it was becoming more of just like fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
I could literally eat the last bite of my meal that was huge, and then go for the run. And I was just like, I can't believe that. Like it was like 10 minutes. Like if I seriously was in a crunch for time, I know that I could be like, okay, I'm only gonna eat this amount, and then I'm good to go. And just like the impact is just like astounding when you start like changing all that up. Granted, it's like hard, and some people would be like, here's a good way to put it too. For the people that are like, oh, it costs a lot of money, I'd be like, that's highly debatable.
I mean, grow it.
Okay, you could do that, which would be awesome to do this summer. But here's like the way I think about it, because then I was talking to Zach too, and this is a part of the conversation today. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'm making my lunch, and I was like, oh, interesting. What's for lunch tomorrow? And he's like, oh, like I think he said like turkey sandwich, some kind of sandwich, apple, banana, orange. So he had like threw some fruit in there, and then something else. I don't remember what it was. But I was like, oh, that's like not bad at all. And then he's like, I get by on like $20 a week. He's like, I buy some of this stuff and it costs not that much. And he's like, it's pretty sustainable. And I was like, yeah, and it's like decently healthy for the most part, especially for somebody on a budget like that. And then I was like, here's where the problem comes in, is where the person who's like, oh, I'm going to buy this like bread made of ancient grains, gluten-free, and it's like $10 a loaf. And then I'm going to buy this like grass-fed, antibiotic-free turkey to put on the bread. And for like it's like $1 a slice, And then it's like, oh my God. And then it's like, oh, and normally I take a cookie, but this time I'm going to take this organic cookie made from blah, 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 whatever that is.
Yeah.
And instead of my normal like Lay's potato chips, I'm going to bring these avocado, like deep fried potato chips. And it's like,
yeah, it's a shit covered dick, isn't it?
No, it's like the same thing, just made with like different ingredients. You know what I mean? And you're paying like 10 times more. And then that's when it's like, no, but if you switch to the right stuff, you get fuller, like faster, you're more satiated. And it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. So the moral of the story is don't go and just be like, oh, I'm going to buy the healthier bread and the healthier turkey and all that stuff. It's like, no, maybe what's needed is like this change. So instead of at lunch, you're going to eat that stuff. It's like, no, I'm just going to have like some strawberry blueberries and I got some carrots here.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I mean, honestly, if my number one advice for just trying to survive in this world is just like
ramen.
Everybody's trying to sell you something. And just like treat everything, like literally treat anything anytime somebody's trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because through the transitive property, like you're being sold to, at least you're not. If they're not directly trying to sell something to you, they're probably trying to sell you on an idea.
Okay.
That somebody else is trying to sell to them.
Do you think anybody that was looking out for you for like, I don't want to say your best interest, but like, yeah, your best interest.
Yeah, whoever's on the top of that pyramid scheme is.
I know, but with no monetary like benefit coming from it.
I mean, are you just like in this world or like somebody like?
No, not like your parents, stuff like that.
Right, but like somebody
you're gonna meet somebody. Okay, like the Bulletproof guy is a perfect example I'd always use for this. Where like he has a podcast, like 400, 500 episodes, where they just talk about like ways to hack your body in this way or to be healthy doing X, Y, and Z. But it's like at the end of the day, he's trying to sell you his coffee.
Yeah.
But But is he genuinely trying to help you through like his podcast and all this other information that he releases, even though it's like, oh, by the way, my coffee is like the healthiest thing on this planet?
Yeah.
You know? Do you think he has like a factor in him as like, hey, I'm trying to help you, not just like take your money?
Considering that I know nothing about this guy who runs Bulletproof
That's
Coffee,
okay. Yeah. But I just mean people in general, like who are running this business with trying to be helpful. Do you think really their whole intention behind that is to get money from you? Or is it like, no, I genuinely want to be helpful, and if you never buy my stuff, never give me money, I don't even care. It's just like I want to know that I, reached out to somebody and actually, did something.
I mean,
does that exist?
I don't think that's possible to exist.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's not sustainable?
I don't think it's possible for something to exist that is not going to make money.
Really?
Not in today's world. I think that it is like humanly possible. Yeah.
What about Gandhi?
Guy's a fucking asshole. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Yeah, no.
So you really don't think it's possible, though?
Like for somebody to have no monetary incentive?
Yeah.
No.
Just like I'm looking out for your best interests. Like they get to like a point in life.
There's no way that's only exclusively what they're considering. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not saying that for any of these people that
I'm not saying that makes them a bad person or anything. I'm just saying that that's just like the way the system's built.
Yeah.
That's like what it's built upon. I mean, like you had to like.
But what if you're living outside the system? You're like, I'm living out.
You're not living outside the system. No, you're not.
I think I'm outside the system. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that. I mean, I guess I'll have to look into this guy.
No, this is in no way just to reference to him. I'm just using him as an example of like,
yeah.
Do you think that person exists?
Well, I feel like that person exists inside of all of us, Ryan.
Yeah, but we just hide it away. In
not entirely. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
in the chamber of secrets.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, in our world, right now, you gotta make money somehow.
Yeah.
To survive. And I'm sure that guy's not like, let's get him with this coffee and tell him it's good for him.
It might be, but
it could be. But I really know nothing about this guy. I think that's possible for people to exist though, and just like be like, oh yeah, like I'm fed up with like all like the shit that just exists in our world, and this is my solution to that. Yeah. But they still have to sell it.
Oh, I see what you mean, though. Not from a monetary standpoint, but from a standpoint of, like, I'm going to turn you into one of me, kind of, or at least give you my idea, plant it in your head, which then naturally you're going to want to buy whatever they have to buy because you're on their, like, idea scale.
Yeah. I mean, and especially when it comes to, like...
But what if their idea scale
especially when it comes to health. Especially when it comes to health. Yeah. Like, it's so... it's so hard for me to actually be fully sold on any kind of like product, like a consumer product, just for like the market, just for somebody to buy.
Yeah, but it's really bad too, because like a good way to put it is at work, like at Josh, one of the things I have to buy is like pallet wrap. And so I went to like the pallet wrap factory or whatever to see how it's done. And they'll put on their boxes like a little green leaf and then be like eco or all natural, like eco-friendly. But those are just words. They mean absolutely nothing, you know? And so the person buying it's like, oh, I'm buying this great thing for the environment. When in fact, it's just like a marketing scheme right on the box that has nothing to do with it being good or anything for the environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely a lot of the food and stuff like that.
I mean, when it comes to like all like the pharmacy research too, that's like all the same shit. It's like it's all companies who are just trying to sell you something, and their research, I guarantee you, is inherently flawed. Because, I mean, they're trying to sell you something. So they're going to design their researches around, like, their research around what's going to get them results that makes it look good for them to sell.
Yeah.
It's really hard to argue it. And it's really hard on their end, like, from the perspective that, like, their number one motivation is for them to help you. Even if that's the case, it's still really hard to like actually do a thorough, foolproof study of anything health related.
Well, I think what intrigues me most about that is like I would say I'm just guessing or like making an assumption but people like to just group people as like one entity, like, oh, we're gonna just try this drug on this population of people who might have this disease. But I think like within that population, there's like dozens and dozens of like subpopulations of how everything can change. You know, like this person's more sensitive to this, and this one's more sensitive to this.
Right.
And how that's all gonna affect it, and how that's like not. I don't know if it's really looked into, but I feel like it isn't. We're just like, oh, you have this problem, so we're gonna give you this thing to fix it. You know, like there's more of like a checklist where it's like if you have A, then we fix it with B, rather than like no, now under A there's like all these things. Then again, that costs a ton of money.
And then that's another thing. That's like another reason why it's. I mean, that's just like not even like economically or like time feasible to do any kind of that research.
But see, I think it's most like sustainably feasible. Like, how long do we plan on being around? You know what I mean?
Like a lifespan, like an average.
Not only that, but I mean,
or like
in general, like the human population. Because one funny thing, this goes back to the Bulletproof guy again. Because now, like, I hear him echo like every day listening to stuff. But they always talk about, you know how people are like, oh, we need a plague, you know, like stuff like that, or like, oh, it's overpopulation. Like all the people who are like in this game and understand what's going on, they're like, no, I'm not worried because people are just gonna start dying off with how they're eating, how they're treating themselves. Their kids aren't gonna be around. Like it's just about to go downhill really fast. Like if people don't start changing. Because, like, think about it. Like, when your parents grew up, like, allergies, like, autoimmune stuff, they were, like, non-existent. It's when we started sterilizing everything. And then you can't do this. Okay, you're going to be locked in here. Then our bodies were just, like, freak out, and now they're allergic to, like, everything. You know what I mean? So I feel like we're on this path where it's, like, you're going down, and it's, like, we're trying to, like, protect ourselves from so much. Yet, those things that, like, I don't want to say can attack us, but, like, we look at as bad things now are actually what build us stronger. And we're not even giving ourselves the opportunity to, like, build ourselves up. We're just, like, we're in a bubble, and somebody pops it dead, you know?
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know. It could be like that. Yeah. But then it goes back to, like, okay, then we're going to have nothing to worry about, like, a few years from now because people are just going to be in that bubble and then gone.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I feel like that's,
Bubble 101?
Yeah. That's bubbleology.
Jellyfishing.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say about that. I blanked.
Straight up.
I'm super tired. This is nap time for me right now, so I'm waiting on my second wind.
Are you?
It's coming.
It's coming fast.
It's coming. Don't wait.
What about though, like,
don't worry, it's coming.
Like growing up though, like the environment? What do you? Is there anything good you could like say about that you've like reflected on?
As far as being protected from like all these different like,
well, not like protection though, but just like how it's like, did you ever reflect on like how it got you where you are now, and if you're like stuck in anything, like how it kind of got you stuck in there?
What do you mean by it? I'm very confused right now.
Like It, the movie, the clown.
Oh, okay. No,
I'm saying like the environment that you grew up in. Okay, like how do you feel about it? Do you ever think about it?
Are you talking about like the literal environment?
No, I'm talking about like the culture.
Like
maybe.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Like Zach coming over and then turning all your crosses upside down and then needing an exorcism on the house.
Oh yeah, that.
No, but I just mean like growing up. Like, what was it like though?
That's a long story.
Let's unpack.
All right. Where should I start?
Wherever you want to.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't even know where I should start. Regrets? Yeah.
How so?
I got regrets. Do I have...
Wait, I want to know what they are, because I want to know, could they have even been changed? Like, there was no way to, like, if there was no way to change it, can it even be a regret?
I regret not going to the Career Center for Cosmetology because that would have gotten me a beautician license for, like, it was so cheap. It was less than $1,000.
Yeah.
But, like, now any school that you have to go to, because Ohio has, like, one of the most stringent regulations on them.
Yeah.
So it's, like, about 2 years in the process to get it through, like...
and it would have only been a year?
No, I think it would have been 2 years, but...
The pricing would have been a lot better.
But beauty school costs... It's a lot of money. It's, like... The cheapest I could find was, like, 18.
Yeah.
18 grand.
Yeah.
And that's, like...
Compared to what one it was going to be for the 2 years? Going to, like, the Career Center?
Yeah.
So, wait, so just holding back on that, it was just, like...
Yeah, I also, I don't know, just, like, my mentality on what my capabilities are. Because I always shied away from things that I probably could have done without thinking about it, just like thinking too hard into things. But I mean, that's something that I just like totally kind of snapped out of at one point or another. I don't know exactly when that point was, but
yeah. Was that like your top regret though, not going to the cosmetology school or whatever?
I mean, that would have been sweet. I would have.
Is that number one? It came out too much like butter for it not to be number one.
I think about it a lot, but
here's a okay. Now I want to take you here. Is like, let's say 30 years from now.
Yes.
You stay on your like engineering path or whatever it was, and it's like let's say after college you're offered like a good job. It's like, hey, you're gonna make X amount of money, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good, and like all the benefits and everything. And you're like, yeah, I could be secure, and then maybe outside of work I could like find fulfillment, happiness, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But in 30 years, will you look back and be like, no, I should have like went back and I should have just gotten the cosmetology thing and been true to self, and then wherever that would have led, like I just wanted to see how that would have played out.
Okay, here's the thing: is I've already ran that thought experiment before.
Okay.
So, I know that I'm not going to be an engineer for that long.
Okay.
I know that.
No, you can't say that for sure. That's like me saying like, okay, I'm not going to be at Joshua forever. You know what I mean?
I don't want to.
And then it's like 40 years and you're like, oh, they keep giving you a little bit more money. And yeah, this is fine. And like 3 years go by. You're like, yeah, it'll be this year.
Yeah.
And another 5 and you're like, whoa. And then after that, you're just like, okay, it's too old time for something else.
Yeah, you know? No, I'm definitely not going to stay in it that long. But yeah, that's just not going to happen. I mean, like a lot of the decisions I make, basically every decision I make from the perspective of my deathbed. I started doing that like a couple years ago or something like that, and it's
after you got jaundice,
a lot of good. Yeah, I mean probably. Like
you're on the deathbed.
Yeah, on my literal deathbed. No, it wasn't then. It was a little after that.
Yeah.
I would say maybe a good 2 years after that, I started thinking like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know why, because I was like literally dying. I was like actually dying, and then I didn't even think about it until later.
Yeah.
That when I was like, well, maybe when it was like actually considered that like the thought in my mind existed that I could live past 20.
Yeah. That's like you hear everybody talk about that too, where it's like, oh, like what could happen between like now and then you get to like 40 and you're like, wow, I didn't think I was gonna make it this long.
Yeah, that's honestly that's
hilarious.
That's gonna be every single birthday party I have from here on out is gonna be
like life expectancy is only getting like longer and longer, and like you're surprised at how long you live. It's like
I mean, I live across the street from a Krispy Kreme and I eat out of the dumpster, so
yeah,
I'm working my way.
Yeah, that's okay. What about like from the like I don't want to say like mental health perspective?
Yeah,
but like I know we both get into like ruts where it's like you're in your mind like way too much. Do you think about like where that came from?
What? Are you talking about
like what if that's like I'm not saying it's like a door you have to open, but it's like let's say everybody has it open, but like yours is like
I was gonna say because mental health could be mental health could be its own series like that. Yeah,
like a 10-part series.
Yeah. So what was the question again?
Like
where
did it come from that like
oh okay where did it come from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think it's like environmental? Could you contribute it to like growing up in some kind of environment like that, and then it's
I feel like if we have to like target something specific, like more specific than just like being in a rut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To a certain event, because I feel like there's just like way too many things going on to just say like, oh, this period of my life was because of this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it was definitely just like
a
lot of factors going into there. I would say like I've always had like high anxiety. That's always been a thing. But it hasn't like it's been something where like, you know, you're just like used to it, you know, and you don't think about it when it's just there.
Kind of. But that's like a terrible excuse.
But like there was after I started having like major health problems, that's when like it actually just went haywire and got out of control.
Yeah.
And then that's where it like starts to I mean, I hit a really, really low point with that, but that I don't know, that lasted maybe like 6 months, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I'm back now, but like now it's like kind of like implanted in my brain, you know, that kind of thinking, like after you go through like a health scare.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think you'll dip back into it ever? Or do you think you
Oh yeah, probably every time that something goes wrong.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
I know, because I'm getting old. But it's I don't know. I don't think it will be as bad because it was also kind of like a crisis thing because I've never really had major health issues before that. Mm-hmm. So like I was used to always having like perfect health, perfect everything, even despite not taking care of myself at all.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing, no blood pressure, nothing, and like, and then that was like the first time that like everything just started going.
Yeah.
But so. Like, just even, like, that specific kind of anxiety just comes up in ways that, like, you don't even think about.
But did you have it your entire life? You know, or was it just, like, this one... It had to get to that point, and then at that point... Now that you're aware that that point exists...
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I've also been in, like, worse spots. God, I'm so unprofessional.
Yeah.
So,
we gotta get to the core of your psyche.
Yeah, right? I know. Even though I've been, like, in worse spots, health-wise than that specific point, mm-hmm. I like didn't even like it didn't think I didn't think about it, like it just like it was there.
You had to get there to know it existed. And now
I think I had to have like
part though thing like you know that it exists. Can you ever shut the door on it?
Probably not. I don't
maybe
see that
the
ever
screen
happening.
Door, but not like the
the screen door. You know, like there'll still be a draft, but like you know, like the creators aren't gonna get in.
I think that's like good for you. Like I want to say like good for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not good for the gas bill.
Okay, true. That's like a seriously good way to put it. But like your ability to know it exists, but then the ability even more so to like with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah,
know? But not in that aspect.
Well,
to keep it in check.
I also, and this is like kind of going off the subject a little bit, but like I also think that a large portion of it is because like you and I both went to school for medicine related fields. Yeah. That fucks you up.
With if you're like hypochondriac and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I never was like that before that. Never.
That's a good point too, and I never thought about that because I can remember like you're like studying this and you're like wait, and the next day you're studying and you're like wait,
right?
Why? Wait, the lungs stopped working because of this? Wait.
Yeah, what? No, I mean because I mean it's the stupid like because I'm clumsy, I make mistakes,
Yeah.
And like just once you actually like learn about like all of like the detail and like the accuracy and precision that go into like the most basic minor like 1/1000% of like your body operations.
Yeah.
And how much perfection that has to be taken out to, and like even like a small disruption in that could
you might have like a DNA replication error like right now. Bam. What are you gonna do about it?
So
yeah. No, that's it's
and that's just too much for you to think about. But I mean, like your body does it without really thinking about it. So I mean. Without
you
like,
just gotta trust it.
Yeah, without thinking about like, oh, what if this goes wrong?
Yeah, I had this one teacher. He taught immunology when I was like studying that, and I'll never forget. He got sick. I don't remember what he got sick with though, but it was like something like minorly serious, and then he just vanished. Like he was just gone, and then it was kind of like the word was like he knows like what could potentially happen to him with what he has, and because he knew that. I'm not going to waste my time going back to school and stuff like that, like teaching this class.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to kind of enjoy what I have. It's, like, hard to put that into perspective, though, to where it's, like, that you're able to, like, maintain your own self-health, knowing all that kind of stuff. Like, do you want to know how the story ends before you get there is kind of, like, what it's like, So if you study all that and then you become proficient in all of it, it's like, oh, man. Like, you're at the doctor and then they tell you something, but in your head, you already know, like, where it's at, and it's probably only going in this one direction. That's messed up.
Yeah.
I think about that like all the time, and that was like one of the things for me where it's like I don't want to know how the story ends before it gets there because the journey's gonna not be fun at all. You know what I mean? And every day is gonna be like, oh my gosh, like what could happen, and that's like terrible to live like.
Yeah, no, seriously, and I feel like that's something that doesn't get really addressed in the education for
that's a good point
medicine because it totally should. I feel like there should be something along the way somehow, probably like I don't know, whenever it starts getting serious, like the material, like whenever they've weeded everybody out.
Yeah, I think at this point in our life though, it's all relatable to us because you go in class and it's like this person has diabetes, this person has this. Like everybody has something that you're learning about in there.
Yeah.
Where I feel like back in the day, I was like, okay, everybody's healthy, good for the most part.
Right.
You got like, oh, one person like he's got a peanut allergy, so he's like over there by himself. You know what I mean? Now it's like no, everybody here. Oh, you can't eat this. Okay, you can't eat gluten. Like everybody needs their own little thing.
Right.
So I think it's a whole different thing. That's really a good thing to think about. Like there should be a mental health kind of course or like something where it's like keeping all this in check and like how to like build up yourself to be able to conquer all this like knowledge and information. See, the problem was like I just want to throw out there. I know I throw this out all the time, but in like pharmacy school, I'll never forget the one test, and you're in like professionalism class. Mm-hmm. Like you're getting graded on what is a professional? A, baseball player. B, lawyer. C, pharmacist. D, it's like some musician. Mm-hmm. We're getting graded on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's at that point I was just like, okay, this is starting to get like really stupid, even though it was like one of the things. But dude, that's messed up. And it's like, okay, they think that's important, but not like, how are your students doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's also like very, for anything medical, because like bedside manner is so important. Like, let's say you meet somebody and it's like a doctor can either treat you like a number or they can treat you like a person, and we're going to get through this stuff like that. You know what I mean? That class would like immensely help with that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I there definitely isn't, at least that I know of, it's not getting addressed how to like, even like deal with that.
Yeah, 100%. I know
how to deal with like major health issues from like the mental health perspective, because like I never thought about it, and once I started like experiencing and going down that road and like being like hypochondriac, all that shit, I learned how outrageously common it is. And then like the more people I was like, because at first I didn't want to talk about it, like it was like all in my head and it was festering, building up, all that shit.
Yeah.
And then I go out and I talk to people, and the more people I talk to, there's so many people who experience the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And it just like fucked them up so much.
Yeah. I know. Because I mean, like the same things with like a lot of people I met, but I mean, I guess a lot of people just like doesn't bother them too. So
yeah,
should they cater towards that percentage? I don't know.
I don't know either.
And you know what it is? It's the people with the money who are going to make the decision.
That's right. People with the money, people with the power.
Yeah.
People with the power of the pussy.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you got anything else on your mind? Anything good like
that? Any good fish shows?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them coming up.
Oh, God, what else do I have on my mind? Everything.
That's like part of the problem, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why I'm just trying to chill, man. Just live my life. Like, I've always kind of had that, that, like, level of, like, narcissism, whatever, like, where, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to be famous, like, you know, like, whether it's, like, music, drag, you know, like, fashion, hair,
or
whatever,
combine
all that
it all
stuff.
Together.
Right. But, like, the more, I feel like also, like, the, more old or mature I'm getting or whatever, the less I really care about that, just because, like, I don't want to be in the public eye. Okay. That would suck.
I feel like you could be good at it, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, but also I think one of the major mantras of my life, and I learned this from going to school for something that I didn't really care about, is that just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point, though.
And I kind of stuck with it because I was so stubborn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good at it, but it's just, like, what was it for? Like, was it really just for my sense of pride and my ego? Like, was it really just for that? Because that kind of sucks.
Yeah, but what if you could make like a positive impact on people? You know what I mean?
Oh, I would love to.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I would love to.
And I guess technically in order to do that, you would have to be kind of like well-known.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, but...
That is true.
So maybe one day.